It is 2021. For years, the losers have been watching the YWC, but now the IWC watches the losers. This is our year. Welcome back to the Losers Lounge podcast.
Shock the system.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the next edition of the Losers Lounge podcast. Big shout out to my good friend Keshawn, aka K Money, a well-known guest on the Losers Lounge podcast, for giving me that idea for the intro. Thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great to be out of 2020 and in 2021. The year just started. We have no idea what it's going to be like, but we are going to do everything we can to make sure it's going to be a very successful time. And I am not alone because, of course, I am never alone on the Losers Lounge podcast. Joining me here, first off, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Optimistic Hall of Famer, the Double R, Reister Ryan.
What is up, everybody? How is your 2021 going so far? It is good to be back after some time off, but it is good to be back and running again. Starting out 2021 with a bang has been it's been good so far. I gotta say, I hope you guys are still staying safe and everything. Just being safe, of course. With this whole pandemic still going on, I miss you guys very much. Hope you guys are doing well. But it's good to be back here, Christian. And yeah, so let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll indeed we shall, because, well, that's what we always been doing on the Losers Lounge podcast for almost 4 seasons. Season 4, ladies and gentlemen, we start on the WrestleMania 37 predictions. We have the last number of episodes of Season 3 to continue for this start of the year. But, ladies and gentlemen, also introducing, I know for a fact he's been waiting to say hi to you guys for a long time. Please welcome 2-time Losers Lounge Member of the Year. Nope, he did not win 3-time apparently in 2020, but that's okay. And Optimistic Hall of Famer, the heelist of Bowlers.
What is up? It is a new year. It is time to begin anew with optimism, positivity. A new decade has arrived. 2021 is here and the Losers Lounge is back. We are back. Have you missed us? I have missed these gentlemen. I have missed this podcast. I have missed being back on my wonderful lounge. And we're back. I'm back. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Inside the heelist of Balor, Sin Balor, Prince Balor, and you, Sean the freaking rest by now, and your fellow loser. And let's ready to rock and roll. It's Royal Rumble season. I am hyped. I'm excited. Let's ready to rock and roll, just like Double R said. Let's get into it. Can't wait.
It's absolutely
we missed
crazy.
You guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy that a lot has changed. But before, ladies and gentlemen, our main focus right here is the 2021 edition of the Royal Rumble, which will be the first time ever that the event's taken place without a live audience. However, with of course, the Thunderdome inside Tropicana Field, yep, it got moved from the Amway Center. It's now in Tropicana Field. With the Thunderdome, I'm pretty sure they can find a way to make it work. 10-second countdown, crowd noises, cheering, booing. It'll be like nothing is wrong. Because here's the thing, all we have to do is just put our hearts into the event and everything will be great. Because that's what we did throughout 2020. It wasn't the roughest of times. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started on the Royal Rumble, we are going to take a moment and talk about 2020. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about 2020 anymore. But honestly, I take a look at it and say it was one of the most important years we've ever been through. Because they taught us the biggest lessons about life and cherishing what you got. Know what I mean?
That's right.
I agree.
Every last one of us on this planet, whether it's us on this Losers Lounge podcast or if you're a fan who's listening, I guarantee that this year affected you some way, shape, or form.
Yep,
and
it did.
For a lot of us, sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad, other times it was just straight up horrible. But you know what? Everybody had a bad year, so we're all on the same boat. And our goal for 2021 is to have a much better year We are much more used to the current circumstances in the COVID-19 pandemic. And also, speaking of COVID-19, we want to take this moment and say our fellow loser, Conor Riley, successfully defeated COVID-19. So, yeah,
That's correct.
He tested positive about a month ago, I believe, or a few weeks ago. It was probably last month. And it was absolutely horrible. He was like in a really bad state because he wanted to play basketball. He plays basketball, but because he tested positive for COVID, he couldn't play. So we prayed nonstop to make sure he would be back. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to report that he is back on the basketball field as we speak.
We love you, Connor.
Love you, brother.
And of course, we can't forget about our other fellow loser, Kelsey Nicole, who we hung out with recently. It's been a long time, so we got to catch up with her. Despite the pandemic, she never lost her touch. She never lost her edge. She is doing just fine. She is doing great, and she misses y'all very much.
Mm-hmm.
Just
we
like
miss
we
you
miss
too.
her.
Miss you, Kelsey.
And aside from, of course, 2020 teaching us valuable lessons, the one thing that always was important about 2020 was anything can change in the snap of a finger. Things can change to the point where you have something planned out, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, everything changed. Like, it went from the initial lockdown when it happened in 2020, it was like, it went from we might possibly have a lockdown to we're having a lockdown tomorrow.
Yep.
Everything stopped within an instant. 2020, the horrible stuff, it all began with the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, which happened a year ago. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's still hard to believe.
And throughout 2020,
right?
we lost a lot of great people, a lot of great legends, people who meant the world to a lot of their fans, whether it was wrestling or otherwise. Examples being like in professional wrestling, the passings of Shad Gaspard and Brody Lee, among others, Howard Finkel,
Hannah Kimura.
And other. But in my opinion, one of the most saddest passings we had this year was Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
Jeopardy, never be the same again. But I want to take this moment to say shout out to guest host Ken Jennings. They should honestly give him the job because he's doing great. I watched a few episodes of how he hosted Jeopardy, and he's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, nobody can match up to the legend of Alex Trebek, obviously, but that's not the point. Nobody's trying to.
Exactly.
Yep. Anyway, aside from the passings, the pandemic, the riots, the fires, the Trumps,
the orange people.
Yeah, we're not, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the only part that we're going to talk about when it comes to the politics, and that is, United States has a new president, Joe Biden. Yes. Donald Trump's no longer in charge. Thank freaking God. Now let's focus on Joe Biden and the fact that he's going to screw up America too.
Yeah, I told these guys going in and going out. I said beforehand. And before y'all start complaining, oh, y'all can't talk about politics? Y'all can't, after our podcast. You don't like what we're talking about? Then there's the door. Now, these guys know my opinions on these two. These guys know. I'm not going to rant on this for that long. These guys know about my opinions on Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Personally, I thought Donald Trump was the better choice to lead America. But that's just me. Joe Biden, we'll just see what he does. We don't know. But, it is what it is. I mean, I don't think America's going to move forward regardless. That's just my opinion. And, we just got a new president. And it doesn't really feel different. It really doesn't, to be honest with you.
Of course not.
It feels pretty much the same. And it's kind of funny. So, a few nights ago, y'all listened to on Friday as we're recording this. So on Monday, I was just chilling in my house, watching Monday Night Raw, right? Literally afterwards, we had thunder, lightning, and insane tornadoes over here in my state. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you guys know I'm okay. My family's okay. My friends are okay. It's got lots of damage and all that. Got our power back on Tuesday, which was fantastic, thank God. And God was watching over us that night, and it was crazy as heck. I mean, it was trending on Twitter. It was on the news, apparently, on some people's places out there in America. And but it was crazy as hell over here. And just want to let you know I was all right. I'm safe. And I To be honest, I thought I would make the podcast. I really didn't. But I was spared that day, and I'm glad to be back on here with these guys and hanging out.
Indeed.
And yeah. And I don't know if you're going to get up to the first passing of 2021, Christian, but I don't know if you were going to get up to that. The recent just happened with,
Larry King?
Yeah.
Yep. Larry King passed away, ladies and gentlemen, a week ago as a result of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So even despite
First death of 2021, it was shocking.
So even despite the fact that ever since the last podcast, we have a number of vaccines that are being distributed now. Even despite the fact that we have vaccines, that doesn't mean all is well and all is going to be back to normal like tomorrow or next week or even freaking next month. Probably not even in 3 months. The fact of the matter is, we as losers, we hope that everybody stays safe, follow social distancing guidelines, and most importantly, wear your mask.
Please do.
Exactly.
And most recently, the WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, tested positive for COVID.
Yep.
But thankfully, he is okay. He, of course, going to be battling Goldberg on Sunday, the Royal Rumble. So thank God Drew McIntyre is okay and safe. He's ready to rock and roll and defend his title. So
don't ever think that you won't get it.
Exactly. Like, of course, our fellow loser, as Christian said, Conor Riley got it. My cousin got it last year twice. So a very good friend of mine got it last year. And it's not fun, apparently. It's not fun to go through. And I just want you guys, if you're listening to this, please be safe, wear your mask, social distance, and just do what the guidelines say, man. And it's only we can get out of this. So,
Yep.
And don't treat this pandemic as a joke or a hoax, as some people.
By this point in time, here's the thing. By this point in time, it's pretty obvious that this whole thing is actually really horrible. I mean, I still to this day have not gotten COVID myself, but I have actually lost family members to this thing, and I've lost friends, and they've described it, and those who have survived, they described it as some of the worst feelings ever. So no matter what, my main priority is still to protect myself, protect Mama Maracle, and basically just continue moving forward and doing what I do best, which is to continue to entertain my fans from around the world as we continue through these struggling times. 2021, I knew was always going to start off pretty slowly because we're still in this pandemic. But I just got a good feeling. I don't know how to explain it, guys, but recently I got a good feeling that somehow, some way, things are going to be okay this year. Don't know how or why, but I trust my feelings.
I had that recent feeling, too, walking into this year. Go ahead, Ryan. What you got, buddy?
I was just going to say, and even then, don't like Willie and Christian say, don't treat this pandemic lightly. Don't treat it as a joke or anything like that. I know it sucks to wear masks. I know it's not comfortable, and I know it's hard because it's not something we were used to. But in time, things will get better. We'll get through this together. We just it's not like we're going to be doing this forever for the rest of our lives. It's just for a time being. But, you just got to, like Christian always says, think optimistically, just think positively, and we'll get through this. So hopefully 2021, hopefully sometime this year, maybe things can go back to normal. I won't really, come out and say 100% I feel like it's going to happen. But, hopefully. But, yeah, that's all I had.
And of course, here's the other thing. Like, when it comes to 2021, for the majority of 2020, a lot of the times I was absent from YouTube. So the Losers Lounge, we were absent from YouTube for a long time. I was absent for. Here's the thing: if you combine the number of times I was absent, it takes over 6.5 months. Because I've been suffering big time. The pandemic really changed me in ways that was absolutely brutal. I'll talk about it in a future time because I have an entire story to tell on that, but now is not the time for that. What I do intend to do, though, is make this year a lot better because when my fans needed me the most, I wasn't there. This time, I'm going to try my best to make sure it's going to be different. I am no longer going to make promises on video content because I figured if I don't make promises, then nobody gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the most important thing...
last year, I just...
Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
Who's going to talk?
You want to go ahead first, Christian? I'm sorry.
No.
It's been a while, folks. Folks.
So, sorry guys, you'll have to excuse us. We're still getting back on track. Anyway, I was just gonna say, Christian, as you were saying, last year I really kind of felt like the beginning of 2020 went really good. Like everything was going good. Like I felt like, okay, like 2020 is gonna be a good year. And I was looking back on my Royal Rumble blog that I did from last year. I was just taking a look at that, and it was crazy because I was thinking, if only I had imagined or pictured what was to come a month and a half later, going through this pandemic. And I feel like in this whole pandemic, I was it just really kind of changed me. Like I wasn't really happy. I kind of lost my joy on content, and of course, I got really depressed to the point where I was just kind of thinking about just being done with life. But I had to really kind of think to myself, I had to kind of talk to my friends and just kind of express my feelings. And at that time, I was like, okay, things will get better. I had to really realize what I do have, rather than what I don't. And I think that was just kind of the main thing. Like it just kind of this whole pandemic, because it was something that I never went through, and I just kind of went in a freak out mode. So 2020 was a year that I didn't really enjoy for me personally. So, but I'm glad it's over with, and hopefully 2021 will be a lot better. But this year, I'm just going to remain positive. Whatever happens, and but I'm just going to look at everything with a positive attitude. So, yeah.
Exactly. Preach it. That's the best thing. The best thing is optimism and positivity.
Yeah, I also
I know that's hard, but we'll get through it.
Exactly.
Well, this is right. I'm not going to be able to say anything, folks. Oh, boy. I might as well just go ahead and say good night, everybody.
Good night. See y'all next week.
We didn't even talk about the Royal Rumble. But I will say...
Should feel like Willie.
Yeah.
Willie just be like, goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Oh my God.
All right,
let's just end it right there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. In all reality, though, what I will also say is like our main goal as the Losers Lounge is to continue to entertain you guys and make sure that each week when we have a podcast on that week, we're going to continue to entertain everybody, make everybody like just take a moment, take a couple of hours and just forget about everything and just like have a good time listening to us. And we appreciate every last one of you. Just remember that.
Exactly.
So something else I wanted to bring up before we get to the Royal Rumble, folks, is recently we got interesting announcements regarding the futures of WrestleMania.
Yep.
The first one being WrestleMania 37, initially set up for SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, has been moved back to Raymond James Stadium because they didn't get the chance for 2020. And I actually like that idea because you think of it as a second chance. And WWE is going the NFL route, which was a limited number of people in attendance, spread out, socially distanced, and following strict guidelines, which I think could work. I'm saying could. Not saying should work. I'm saying it could work. On a personal note, I really don't think they should do it. But it's honestly just my opinion, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever happens, happens. I personally disagree with it. I think it's too early. But if they're confident that they can keep the fans safe, like the NFL did, and even like AEW did, I'm pretty sure that they could actually pull it off. And especially if it's in an open-air stadium. That could actually be a lot better. So, that's what's going on. The other announcements was WrestleMania 38 and 39. We kind of figured we'd hear something about this year's Mania. What we did not expect was to hear about the following 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania 30. As a matter of fact, actually, I'll let my fellow Texan talk about this.
Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, hang on just a second. Let me get my cowboy hat on. And my cowboy boots.
Okay, I didn't mean that.
All right, guys, you ready?
Ryan has a horse in his. Do you have a freaking horse in your room?
Right like the wind, bullseye.
No. Actually, I left my horse in the back.
Oh my God! Now I'm quoting Toy Story here.
All right, guys, we ready? We ready?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, hang on. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, coming live to you from AT&T Stadium, WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas. Yeehaw!
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, WrestleMania 38 in 2022 will be.
That was stupid. That was stupid, guys.
Yeah, but hey, you did okay. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
I could have done better, but
yeah, WrestleMania 22 is going to be at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, for the first time since 2016. So coming back to that place.
And what's actually crazy is I believe it's April 3rd, 2022, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, that was the same day for WrestleMania 32, so that's pretty crazy.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, and by the way,
I'm excited.
And since y'all are doing the correct thing, let me try something. The Losers Lounge is the #1 podcast in the IWC.
Correct. The Losers Lounge is the fastest rising podcast in the YWC.
Correct.
The Losers Lounge is the #1 podcast to listen to out there.
Correct.
Amen.
Okay, back to this, folks. Yeah, WrestleMania 38 is going to be at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, which, and then, of course, that was like, wait, hold up, it's like, what the hell is happening with the one in Los Angeles? Then I realized, WrestleMania 39 in 2023 will be at SoFi Stadium. So I guarantee there's a lot of people in the West Coast, well, specifically, fellow Optimistic Hall of Famer, Sock Monkey Mike.
We love you, Mike.
Shout out to my brother, Sock Monkey Mike. I know you want to go to Mania, my brother.
I'm pretty sure.
No doubt in my mind, you're probably going to make it there.
But hey, April of 2023. That gives a lot of people more time to be a lot more safer, because I'm hoping by that point, we'll definitely, hopefully, be back to normal, or at least close to it anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope. Hopefully, it'll kind of be back to what it was before. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe things might change a little bit, but hopefully for the most part, we can kind of be back together, as a normal route. So
yeah, folks, when we heard of the news about the WrestleManias in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, and SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, I'm like, well, as long as they have plans, that's a good thing, and they actually have a chance to do what we did not think we would see, which is, well, I did not think we would hear about WrestleMania 38 and 39 this early. 37 hasn't even happened, for God's sake.
That was
shocking.
That was kind of a shock. But, I am happy, though, that Tampa Bay Raymond James Stadium is getting another opportunity.
They deserved it.
So
they really did.
I'm assuming maybe around from 20 to 25,000 fans will be allowed to be at the 65,000 seat stadium of Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to aim for.
Yeah.
25,000.
Although since, WrestleMania always has, people sitting on the floors and whatnot, I think they might be able to expand that number just a little bit because, floor seating.
Yeah.
But, I will say it's at least good that Tampa Bay, even if it's a small portion of fans, they still get a chance to host what they were unable to host in 2020. And folks, I also want to I know you guys are waiting for us to talk about the Royal Rumble, but don't worry, we'll get to that in a moment. But here's the thing, this is our first podcast in 2021, so we want to catch up for a little bit. What I wanted to talk about, what we were unable to talk about last year because it was absolutely devastating, is each one of us is going to talk about how WrestleMania being moved to Performance Center last year affected us, because this was beyond anything we would ever imagine. So I'll start actually with Willie. When it happened, when you found out WrestleMania 36 would be moved from Tampa Bay to the Performance Center in Orlando in front of nobody, what was your overall thoughts?
My original reaction was disappointment. I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, I understand why they did it, looking back on it. But at the same time, it's like it's not gonna be the same. There's not gonna be the huge stage, the big spectacle, you know, the pyro and all that. We're gonna have a huge crowd, big stadium, all that. I was a little bit upset initially, and then I made a video about it, and I'm like, okay, guys, here's what's going to happen. Here's what it needs to be. And I thought, okay, safety for the wrestlers, safety for the fans, safety for everybody. So I understood. I was very disappointed because, you know, it was Edge's first match back as a singles competitor. You know, Royal Rumble technically, but still back. His first match back. You know, Drew McIntyre winning the WWE title in front of nobody. Becky and Shayna, Goldberg and Braun Strowman. We're just supposed to be, of course, Roman Reigns. And just John Cena returned with the Fiend and all that. The Undertaker and AJ Styles. Like, I was a little bit disappointed, but, you know, looking back on it, you know, I understood why they did it for the safety and all that, but still. And sure, we got lots of other we got cinematic matches in their place, you know, with, you know, the Boneyard match, the Firefly Funhouse match, and then that continued on heading into other pay-per-views. So looking back on it, I was upset at it, and I was just not happy about it, but just looking back on it. And the show was fun. The show was really fun, even without the fans. Sure, it was very weird just hearing the wrestlers just grunt and call the moves and all that. You know, hearing all the grunting in the PC because there was nobody, obviously. Very quiet. If you go back and listen to it, just quietness. But I remember just laughing my head off the entire night because she's hearing the wrestlers grunt and all that stuff, and just like, you know, and just them selling, and it was so funny. And just the spectacle was still there. I mean, it was still WrestleMania. It was just in a small space, a very, very small space. So they did what they could have done. And sure, they could have canceled it. They could have just said, screw you guys, we're just going to cancel. We're going to shut down everything. We're shut down, and kind of looking back, I mean, they kind of should have, looking at the COVID cases, but still, they wanted to entertain you guys. They wanted to entertain everybody, and they did their best, and you got to give them credit. They gave their all on that night, and I give them credit. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. Right, that was well done. Well done on that one, man. That was a great speech from the heart, and that's what we always appreciate from the fellow losers, because we always speak from the heart on this.
Thank you, brother.
Double R writes to Ryan, same question. When WrestleMania 36 was moved to Performance Center, what was your initial thoughts and then later thoughts?
You know, looking at it, I was kind of disappointed, like Willie said, but it was the right decision. I think maybe I was kind of hoping maybe they could have still had it at the stadium, but just not had any fans in there. But I don't know, like, because, you know, it probably could have still affected them, like, you know, being an airborne disease and everything. But looking back at it, watching it, I had a really fun time watching it. Yeah, it wasn't the same, like, normal, and it just felt weird, you know, no fans and everything. It's just, you know, and not the big stadium, the stage and everything that we're used to, you know, just kind of really nothing special. But, you know, for what it was, I liked how it was 2 nights. I really loved how it was 2 nights. That way it could, you know, that way it wasn't so long, not like 8 hours, because we all know, like, you know, for example, WrestleMania 35, that was a real long show. But, you know, I like how they did it. I like how they did 2 nights. They split it up, and it was really good. So you had, you know, the Undertaker and Styles main event night 1, and then McIntyre and Lesnar main event night 2, which was pretty cool. But, you know, we had some, like Willie said, we had some really great matches. It was a really great card. Some fantastic matches, cinematic matches. And, yeah, overall, all around, it was really good. It was just kind of a little different. But even, you know, the Edge and Orton match, where they were fighting through the WrestleMania Performance Center, and Rollins and Owens, that was a really good match, too. So, you know, you got to give these guys credit. Even though it wasn't at Raymond James Stadium, but still, though, they put on a heck of a performance. But, you know, it's good that they did that. Obviously, I think from the very beginning, they just kind of, when they first moved to the Performance Center, it was just kind of like, you know, they would just do like replays of like pay-per-views and stuff like that. But, you know, then they kind of got back to the routine of like just kind of doing on a weekly basis. But now that I look at it, yeah, it was the right decision. You know, no regret in that, you know. Just be thankful that, you know, these guys are still out there and, you know, doing their best. Of course, obviously, you know, want them to be safe and everything. But, you know, shout out to these guys for, you know, doing their best they can during this pandemic. You know, I know it's something that's not easy, and, you know, definitely something that we probably didn't think that we'd be going through in 2020. But you got to tip your hats off to everybody every single member in that locker room, every single producer, everybody that worked hard to create shows and pay-per-views in 2020, despite everything that was going on. So I tip my hat off, and I say a big thank you.
Indeed. And that's like that's a really good reason why they have a lot of dedication to what they do. I mean, this is not about just the money or whatnot. This is like the chance to try their best to give a distraction because of this current situation that we're going through. You know, this is like
this is their life. This is what they do for a living.
Indeed, and here's the thing, we've had almost every pay-per-view that took place since the pandemic have been fantastic because they knew that they had the limited audience. They knew a lot of people would probably be turned away because there's not really that many fans. Went from no fans to having limited people in the Performance Center to having the Thunderdome. It just didn't feel the same. But even then, they made sure that they performed in the ring on those pay-per-view events as great as they could. And we've had so many fantastic matches and moments ever since the pandemic era began. Like, honestly, when I watch WrestleMania 36, before I get to my thoughts on all this, my personal favorite match of that night, next to the Boneyard match, was Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley.
That was good.
That was a great opener tonight, too. And I know a lot of people were underrated. People were upset, yes, when Charlotte won the title, the NXT Women's title. However, the match itself was absolutely fantastic. And honestly, if you want a better standpoint on what it was like to have WrestleMania at the Performance Center, you should really check out that 24 documentary and see the behind the scenes of that.
Definitely.
Because you really saw that everybody they're like, this is unusual, this is weird, but you know what? We have to deal with it. And that's why WrestleMania 36 will never be forgotten. It will never be forgotten. It's honestly one of the most important WrestleManias ever. They call it as the WrestleMania when the world stood still.
Yep.
But my overall thoughts when WrestleMania moved to the Performance Center last year, for me it was a lot more of a personal loss because I was hyping it up since WrestleMania 35. The night after WrestleMania 35, I announced that I was going to WrestleMania 36 with my brother and newly inducted Optimistic Hall of Famer, Longneck Josh, who is now in college. The WrestleMania 36 was supposed to be his high school graduation gift. And I told this story a lot. I'm like, we've been hyping up it was his first ever WrestleMania. I took him to the Royal Rumble in Philadelphia and SummerSlam in my Kingdom of Toronto. We were like, we want to complete the Big Four. We have Survivor Series and WrestleMania left, so we were going to tackle Mania next in Tampa Bay. I'm like, all right, you're going to be graduating high school. You're going into college, so this is what we'll do. We'll do this, we'll do that. And we were set up. It was like we had less than a month left until it was time for the show. And we were ready to go. I mean, we had our hotels booked, we had our tickets purchased and everything, and then everything just went down the tube. Mm-hmm. Everything just went down the tube, and it was a personal loss for me because I felt like I didn't have the chance to give him this moment before he was going to be busy with college, and I felt like the world took something away from me. And I kind of went a little overboard with it. I was pissed off. I was a little selfish about it. But as time went on, I understood the reasoning for why they did it because, the health and safety of the people was a lot more than fulfilling some promise you made to your brother. One person's promise to his brother should not, be over the health and safety of the rest of the world. And nowadays, I understood why. And there's always, a second chance. There's always a second chance. I can't say when I'll be able to take my bro to a WrestleMania, but we're going to actually try and find a way to do it again. If there's always a second chance,
heck yeah,
then I'm going to seize that second chance. We are going to seize it together. It may not be a high school graduation gift anymore. It could be a college graduation gift for all I know in 2024. Or maybe not. But either way, what I am going to say is the pay-per-view itself, I told my fans for a long time I didn't watch the show. That was actually a lie. I did watch the show. The reason I told my fans I didn't watch it live is because I didn't want people talking to me. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it because I was just pissed off. In a way, though, I did watch Mania with Josh because we were on Skype the whole time on both the nights. We Skyped each other. We're like, hey, in a way, we're still watching it together, so it's better than nothing, honestly. So we did it. And I did not think that I was going to enjoy it, but I did. I enjoyed that night at WrestleMania because they performed as if it was the most important WrestleMania, which it was because of these circumstances. It felt awkward, seeing nobody in the audience. The only fan in the arena was the fan that was spinning on the top of the ceiling.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I remember that.
But it's okay because they did great, and the wrestlers, they delivered. So I'm proud of everybody that did it, and I'm proud of everything that we've seen afterwards. It has been an unusual 2020 for wrestling, but it was honestly for the better. It was for the best because with this virus going around, the health and safety of everybody matters the most over what you wanted. And that's unfortunate, but it's the selfless thing to do.
Exactly. It's better to go out there and be safe than to be sorry, because if you go out here and treat this pandemic when it's like, oh, there's nothing going on in the world, it's just a flu bug. This thing is serious, and you should be taking it very seriously. It's not like you got to be going there putting on 2 masks or putting diapers over your face or putting freaking I don't know, just to say, oh look, there's nothing out there. There's no pandemic. It's real, and I hope people take this seriously. And look, our sports entertainment has been affected. Obviously, everything has been affected in the world, and we just gotta get around it. I mean, just gotta do what you gotta do, and just move on, and just be you, and just don't make it political, don't make it religious, don't make it anything like that. Just don't make it anything out of the ordinary. Just treat it like it is as is. It is a pandemic. It is real.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I got this weird ass image in my head when you mentioned putting diapers on your face.
What you got?
Well, I just got this weird image. You said we're not putting diapers on our face, and I just got that weird image of somebody with a diaper on their face instead of a mask. I'm like, what the hell?
Because I've seen people wear diapers over there.
You've actually seen people do that?
No. People are actually, I'm not even joking about this. In some countries, people are putting diapers over their faces instead of masks because they don't have any mask.
Oh.
They're putting anything they can find over their face so they can seal it from the virus.
Sorry, I thought this was going to be another one of Willie's awkward Bailey shits on kids moment.
Nah, surprisingly no. Surprisingly no. I mean, it is kind of real. Putting like diapers, anything, like scarves, whatever you can find.
How the fuck would that even work, honestly? I'm just trying to imagine, how the fuck would that work? How the hell would you put a diaper on your face? How the fuck would that work?
I think you have to buy like one of the big adult diapers. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not even playing around. I tell, for anyone who's listening to this, of course you are. Go out and look. Go search it up on Google or anywhere you want to go. Search it up, and it's real. I'm not even lying.
I am not gonna. I'm sorry, man. I am not gonna search that up.
I'm not gonna see that.
I am not gonna search that up. Oh my god!
It just goes to show that those people are taking. It just goes to show that people are taking this seriously. And like as we said, our fellow loser Conor Riley got it. If Conor Riley could get it, if Drew McIntyre can get it, anybody can get it. Just be careful out there. This is not a hoax. This is not fake. This is real. This is reality. And I hope people take this seriously. And of course, we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna escape it, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna escape it, but for now we have to deal with it. Of course, we have the vaccine and all that. Now I know people are saying, "Oh, we still have to wear the mask." In my opinion, I have my own opinions about the mask and all that. I have my opinion, but I don't want to go too long on that. But please be safe. Please, this is real.
Yep.
That's all I gotta say.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, well, after almost 40 minutes of listening to Wesley talk about this, are you guys ready to finally talk about the Royal Rumble?
Let's do it.
Don't worry, guys.
Rumble.
Don't worry, guys. You guys there are chapter marks on this podcast, so you can skip chapters if you want to.
Just like a chapter book.
Yeah.
It's like the real thing.
Or like a movie scene selection thing on your DVD. But then again, these days, people don't even know what DVDs are.
Oh, please, give me a break. These people don't
Everybody
know what
knows
certain
Disney
things
Plus
are.
and Netflix now.
Yeah.
Yes, Disney Plus is the shit.
WandaVision.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, Disney Plus is available right now. It's only $8.99 a month, and we have a lot of great stuff coming out, especially in 2021. 2021 is the year for Marvel because we have a lot of crazy shows that are coming out on Disney Plus, including most recently WandaVision, and then later on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, among others. And 2021, I guarantee, is going to be a fun year for Marvel fans, especially with all this content we got coming out. Honestly, with all the great content on Disney Plus, just imagine if all those Marvel shows came out in 2020 when the pandemic hit.
And it still would have been amazing. I mean, some of the stuff that we're
that's what I'm saying. Like, it would have been great, honestly, because while we're stuck in lockdown or quarantine, we have at least some stuff coming out for us.
Exactly.
But anyway, I was gonna say, if you want to go ahead and subscribe to Disney Plus, it's only $8.99 a month, so go ahead and get your subscription now.
Oh, Christian, before we move on, we forgot to talk about the other big news before we move on this week about WWE and a certain company.
Ladies and gentlemen, Connor Peacock is owning WWE Network.
That is correct. What?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Connor Peacock.
Sorry, not. Sorry, I think I may have accidentally revealed Connor from the Losers Lounge, Connor Riley. His last name is Peacock, yes, but that's nothing to do with this. Made a funny reference that he just bought the WWE Network. If that actually happened, I'd be like, wait, what? You did what now?
Be like,
dude, you're not even freaking 18. How you have the fucking network? You bought the damn network.
It'd be like me buying AEW. Actually, I'm kidding.
That's possible. We're not talking about AEW anymore, folks. By the way, our big reason is because, well, their big copyright things, which include images, and their inability to take criticism. They've been taking down YouTube channels because of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, previous podcast episodes involving AEW have been privated. So I am very sorry, guys. If things turn out well, then quite possibly we could go back to it. But until then, as of this moment, it ain't happening. So sorry.
Nope. So don't ask us about AEW. Sorry, guys.
All right. But yeah, going back to the actual announcement, which is the WWE Network in the United States has the streaming rights have been purchased by NBC Universal's Peacock, which is a streaming service that has a lot of great things, and they have a lot of great deals. This is a deal that's worth over $1 billion in 5 years. For 5 years, $1 billion. What do you think of that, huh?
Correct.
And the best part is
lots of money.
The best part is, folks, if you have a Peacock streaming account already, just add an extra $4.99 to that or something. Or at least I think that's what it is. And
it's $9.99, I believe, for the premium deal.
Yeah,
I think when you sign up, the first thing it's free. But the whole thing's free. You have to sign up for the premium to basically get everything.
Yeah, I think it starts off.
Once you get the premium deal, it's pretty much you're free.
Yeah, I think it starts off with a 30-day trial, right?
Yes.
Starts off with a
30-day trial. Yeah.
Yeah, starts off with a 30-day trial. The first deal is you get for $4.99, you can just get the WWE Network library. But for $9.99, you get not just the WWE Network library, but you got a variety of different types of content on the Peacock streaming service, ranging from news to sports to television to movies. And not just $9.99, but ad-free. No ads.
Exactly.
And I think
who doesn't want a video with no ads?
That is honestly a fantastic business deal. We may not agree all the time with Vince McMahon and his creative decisions. However, we gotta admit, he's a hell of a businessman. The best there is in professional wrestling.
People are out here flipping out, and I understand when people are upset. I understand. But, like, this is a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I really don't. But we'll see. But I find this to be a good deal. I mean, people are getting angry and upset. Oh, Vince is doing his thing. He's selling out. I mean, dude, this is business. This is business.
Here's the thing. Vince McMahon is a businessman first. If he wasn't, boy, WWE I think would be in the shitter by now.
WWE would be in the mud.
Ryan, were you going to say something?
This is actually really good. I mean, technically, that's really what we were paying. Like, $9.99 for the network, and now you get a whole bunch of other stuff. So, I mean, really, it's a win-win.
Exactly.
So there you go, indeed. So this launch begins in March. So the first pay-per-view that's going to be broadcast for that is the returning Fastlane, which I guarantee we'll be talking about in March, and we'll be excited for that.
Mm-hmm. A month before the big show.
Well, it's the big show.
The big show.
You walked right into that one, dude.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
So
I miss this like real old theme song.
Oh my god, yeah. It's the big show. Oh my
so, ladies and gentlemen, on the road to WrestleMania, starting off with the Royal Rumble, which is what we're talking about on this podcast. In February, we're talking about NXT TakeOver 33, which will be followed by the Elimination Chamber. And then, of course, there's going to be Fastlane in March, followed by, we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 37 and our Season 4 premiere.
That's correct.
Season 4.
And by the time Mania hits, me and Chris will actually be 25.
25 years old, yep. I can finally run a damn car in the
And I'll
United
be
States.
24.
God, we're getting
That's
old.
crazy.
So,
we're in our mid-20s. We are in our mid-20s, guys. That is
we're old
freaking
guys
insane.
now. We definitely are losers. All right, 45 minutes into this podcast, let's talk the Royal Rumble. We have the 2 Royal Rumble matches set up, and we have 3 other matches. Given the fact that WWE's been doing a good job at shortening the length of their pay-per-views, I'm actually predicting, like, with each of the Rumble match being around an hour, this could be like a 3-hour show if they put it right, but that, of course, would mean that our fears would be true, and both the world title matches will be short. Then again, I don't think the Universal title is going to be short. But before we get to any of that, how this is going to work, folks, we are going to be talking about the title matches that are going to take place, which will be followed by our predictions on the 2 Royal Rumble matches. So the first one, we're talking about the Women's Tag Team Championship as the team of Asuka and Charlotte Flair, who won the titles at TLC, an event we did not talk about because we were on a break from that, defending in a rematch against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So, I will take this moment. I will go ahead and start this off by saying, first off, welcome back, Charlotte Flair. But look on the bright side, folks. She wasn't shoved down our throats. Oh, wait a minute, she was.
Exactly.
But it's okay, though, because honestly, at the time the women's division was lacking, they needed Charlotte.
That's why I was saying for months. I was saying that.
She is a star. She is a star.
She is.
Yep.
People can deny it all they want. But yeah, Charlotte Flair is a star. Mm-hmm. That is well known. Anyways, Asuka and Charlotte defending against Nia and Shayna. I honestly, this will kind of either be shocking or not shocking to you guys. I think Nia and Shayna are going to take back the tag team titles. You want to know why?
What you got?
Because Ric Flair is going to show up with Lacey Evans and ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Ric Flair started, what the hell is he doing? Is he dating Lacey? Is he banging her? Or is he just managing her? I don't know. And again, those things could be one and the same. When it comes to Ric Flair, those things could be one and the same.
Exactly.
We gotta remember, we're talking about Ric Flair here, so he could possibly think all that stuff is one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, honestly, the team of Asuka and Charlotte, I know for a fact that ain't lasting no matter what. Because I think that Charlotte at some point is going to want that Raw Women's title from Asuka.
Correct.
In the meantime, Nia and Shayna, I think, they're probably going to take back the tag titles because of the interruption of Ric Flair and Lacey Evans. But honestly, the whole thing with Nia and Shayna, that's honestly a team that should not exist. But we've said for a long time the women's tag title should not exist, but that's honestly irrelevant at this point. I really think that a good team that should honestly win the tag titles is the Riot Squad.
Facts.
Yep. But in the meantime, my prediction, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler take back the women's tag team titles. Reister Ryan, your turn.
Oh, boy. Okay. So, Honestly, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know. I think this could really go either way, but I really have a feeling that we are going to see Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler win the women's tag titles again. Like you said, Christian, because, Ric Flair could come out again with Lacey Evans. That could be a huge, huge factor. And also, Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion. So, I mean, it kind of, the thing that I don't like about, when you hold two belts is either you focus on one and you forget about the other. So I think Asuka really needs to focus on the Raw Women's titles. So I think they really need to drop the Women's Tag titles and have Charlotte Flair, go after the Raw Women's title or whatever, and Asuka needs to focus on her title. So I'd say just have Asuka and Charlotte just drop the Women's Tag titles. And, even though I'm not a huge fan of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler as a tag team, I think they're better off as singles competitors, but still, though, I mean, whatever. Just give them the belts. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to once again win the women's tag titles.
So, I will also say that, as much as people would probably disagree with me again, Asuka's, actually, people would probably agree with me on this one. Asuka's second Raw Women's title has kind of been lackluster. But that's because it's been taking a back seat and she's been in the tag team situation. I think once she drops it, she'll probably be focused more as the single Raw Women's Champion. Not to mention, also, the fact of the matter is, I think it's quite possible that Charlotte Flair, this is the part where people disagree with me, Charlotte Flair could actually elevate the Raw Women's title again.
Yeah.
That's just one man's opinion. Or one loser's opinion. Yeah.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Heel Balor, it is your turn.
All right, hand that mic over, I guess. Okay, so my opinion on this, I really think that Nia and Shayna are taking the titles back. As you said, you have the Ric Flair factor, which I personally have been kind of iffy about it. I mean, it's just there. It's something new, I guess. I mean, it's cringe, but at the same time, it's somewhat entertaining. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued about what they're doing with this. And let's face it, Asuka's pretty much done nothing as the Raw Women's Champ since she got it back at SummerSlam. I mean, she's just had it. And then Charlotte came back, obviously won the tag titles. And it's just been there. It's pretty much been a prop. The tag titles have pretty much been a prop, too, because they're pretty much focused on Charlotte and Ric Flair and what they're going on with Lacey Evans and all that stuff. Asuka's been the background. Asuka's kind of been in a little rivalry with Alexa Bliss, which that's a whole other thing. Oh, my gosh. But I think this is where the Nia and Shayna take the titles back. I mean, originally I was very against them being a tag team. I was like, no, Shayna needs to be on her own. Shayna's a badass. Shayna's dominant. Nia, she doesn't seem to be the type of person, besides Alexa Bliss, to be in tag team type of person. I mean, she's a monster. She's all right. She's all right. I actually got to like them and all. They became tag champs, and here we are. But I think, as I said, I think they're going to put the titles back on them because of that factor with Ric Flair. He's going to show up. Lacey Evans is going to show up. They're going to screw him out. They're going to screw Asuka and Charlotte over. And that'll be the way to get the titles off of them. I don't know what they do with Asuka after that. Maybe she'll go in a feud with Alexa Bliss down the line. I don't know what they do with that because it looks like that's where they're probably heading. And Charlotte's going to be probably in the background trying to deal with this whole Ric Flair and Lacey Evans situation, whatever is going on with that. So I think we're going to see new tag champs here. I'm going to go with Nia and Shayna.
All right, then. That's 3 for Nia and Shayna. Ladies and gentlemen, the next match on the card. Ladies and gentlemen, we are for the WWE Universal Championship. We have Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce.
Baby.
Wait, what? Adam Pearce, baby? Oh, God.
Whoa.
Make that a meme or
Adam
something.
Pearce. I thought we said Adam Cole.
No,
Sorry.
yeah. I said Adam Pearce. So, Roman Reigns taking on WWE official Adam Pearce for the Universal Championship. And how this match is going to turn out is... Wait, what? Wait, hold on a minute, guys. What? He's not... Wait, he's not facing? Wait, that's what it says right here. Look at this. Yeah, it says he's facing.
Wait.
Hold on a minute. This guy... Guys, this guy is telling me that Adam Pearce is not challenging for the Universal title, even though it clearly states it.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a minute. Who hired this guy anyway?
Did you misplace the script?
Wait, hold on a second. We have a script?
Yeah, apparently we have. Some people tell us we have a script.
Give me this.
Why didn't they tell me?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I just took it from him. It says, oh, Roman Reigns was initially. We forgot to say the word initially gonna face Adam Pearce. Damn it!
Oh, dang it.
Oh,
Dang it.
that makes a lot more sense now.
Okay. Hey, at least this guy's been doing well. He's
Yeah.
actually been a really good person, like working in the lounge area and keeping it safe ever since those break-ins from Retribution. Well, thank you very
Yeah.
much, Frank. Thank you very much for that. Now you can leave us alone now. Go back to work.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
My mistake, folks. Initially, Roman Reigns was going to defend against Adam Pearce. However, the actual match is a last man standing match between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. I'm like, oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Whew. I'm so sorry, folks. I got screwed up. Ugh, that was embarrassing. A little bit embarrassing. But you know what? It's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a last man standing match was initially Reigns versus Adam Pearce because they forced Adam Pearce to compete in a gauntlet match that Reigns and Jey Uso helped him win. However, can we take a moment and say it's cool to see Shinsuke Nakamura doing good again?
Yeah.
And getting his theme song
And
back.
what was
thank
actually
God.
originally supposed to be, we thought Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roman Reigns. But, however,
Yeah.
that didn't happen. But I'm glad that he's back as babyface again, and he's got his old theme song again.
It's quite
Heck yeah.
it's
Let's go.
amazing. Since they have a habit of using crowd sound effects, are they going to do the Shinsuke singing thing?
I can see it.
Good.
Hell, honestly, remember that WWE video game when 2K17 or actually 18 where they actually had Bobby Roode's like singing?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That was cool.
I was like, oh my god, they actually did it. That's really cool. Anyway, Adam Pearce, who's actually, here's the thing, a lot of people take a look at Adam Pearce and are like, he's just a WWE face show, he ain't a wrestler. Clearly, you don't know his career.
Exactly.
You got to look up your info, guys. This guy's a former 5-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He held the championship for a frickin' long-ass time.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody holds a championship for over a year several times and just by being a shitty wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking NWA. So, however, Adam Pearce pulled some strings in the contract signing, feigned a leg injury, and says, oh shit, I'm hurt. Sorry, can't compete. But now I can actually choose a replacement. Here's Kevin Owens. And the fact that it's a last man standing match, here's the thing. Kevin Owens, his performance at TLC against Roman Reigns was absolutely fantastic. There was so many points where I was actually convinced he was going to win the Universal Belt.
Same.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, is he actually going to do it? But then, of course, interference from Jey Uso so many times. That kind of got annoying. And I'm just going to point this out, guys. I like the Roman Reigns storyline going on. However, I do not like the fact that he needs Jey Uso to win because I know it's the thing where the bad guy gets somebody he's with to help him win matches, but it's Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
This is the
I
guy
get their
who
family
headlined
and
4
everything.
consecutive WrestleManias. This is the guy who beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He's beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell does that guy need help?
I know, right?
Hey,
I
if he's
guess
like
that's
the
just,
tribal chief,
heel
that's...
tactics or heel work that they have, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get their family, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't understand. It's like, here's the thing. Constant
what it is.
interferences from Jey Uso was seriously annoying. Honestly, it kind of ruined the match with Drew McIntyre at Survivor Series for me.
Yeah.
At TLC, however, that was way worse because Jey Uso got involved like 5 or 6 times from beginning to middle to end. At this point, I was like, just add him to the goddamn match or something. Make it a 2-on-1
He was getting
handicap.
so
Yeah,
annoying.
make it like a handicap match or something at this point.
Yeah, because honestly, that would give Kevin Owens free reign to say, okay, I'll go after both of you then. Let's do this!
Yep.
This time over, it's a last man standing match, so you just know Jey Uso, or maybe even the returning Jimmy Uso might do that. Because I heard Jimmy Uso might be cleared to compete soon, which I think would be dangerous for anybody because the Usos and Roman Reigns, oh my God.
Yep.
Dangerous as hell. But honestly, I think would be a fantastic stable.
Mm.
That was honestly something I said we should have had a long time ago at some point. Turn Roman heel, turn the Usos heel, have them be a stable. Holy shit, that would be cool.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because those guys, they're already successful in their own way in WWE. So, yeah, I'd like that. Anyway, Kevin Owens, though, his determination to win these matches and become champion again actually had me believing he was going to win. I don't think he's going to win at Royal Rumble, so I'm just going to take a moment and say I'm predicting Roman Reigns is going to retain against Kevin Owens. However, I do believe Kevin Owens is going to get so close to the point where I'm actually going to believe he wins. So,
yeah,
that's my point of view on that. Willie, it's your turn. Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Your thoughts on the Last Man Standing match coming up?
I'm pretty excited for it. These two have been fantastic in the storyline. I've just been enjoying it. Kevin Owens is a really convincing babyface in this role. I think he's been carrying it. Roman has been fantastic too, as well as this badass heel. He's been carrying it as well. It's his show. It's his island, the tribal chief, all that stuff. You know, Jey Uso's he's just been there. I'm kind of getting annoyed by his antics. I know it's the point of a heel and all that to get annoying, but like, oh my gosh, like, can you stop interfering in matches that you're not really need to be interfering in? Like, Roman should already start beating your freaking butt by now, but, you know, just for interfering in some of his matches. But I digress. I think, as you said, Christian, Owens is going to make us, he's going to convince us that he's going to win, but he's not going to win, in my opinion. I think that this is where, excuse me. This is where I think Roman will obviously retain. It's gonna be a violent match. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be almost as brutal as the TLC match. If you thought that match was brutal, man, you haven't seen nothing yet. You have not seen nothing yet. I'm pretty excited for this. I think, I do think that Roman Reigns will retain, and he's gonna walk out, steal the Universal Champ. I don't think he'll lose it. I don't think he'll lose anytime soon. So we'll just see where it goes right now. My pick right now is Roman Reigns to retain the Universal Championship. And I think we might see the return of Jimmy Uso. That's my prediction. I think Jimmy Uso will return this match. That's my prediction. So Roman Reigns will retain the Universal Championship.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, another thing before we continue on to Ryan's set on this, the one thing I wanted to say about Roman is I'm thinking it's safe to say now Roman Reigns is the best Universal Champion in its lineage. Because he's honestly making that thing look prestige. I'm like, it's about freaking time we're making that thing look prestige. Roman Reigns is an extremely successful Universal Champion. And on a personal standpoint, I can see him being champion even beyond WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Same here.
And I honestly wouldn't have a problem with that because this is working. This is working. Freaking everything Roman Reigns does is gold.
That's a fact.
So, there we go. Personally, though, that's an opinion, not a fact. But okay.
Opinion.
Yeah. All right, and finally, Double R Ricer Ryan. Your thoughts on Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the Last Man Standing match?
Oh, boy. This is going to be a good one. Hopefully it's at least as good as the one at TLC, or if not, like, even better. But this rivalry has been the best thing going on SmackDown. Oh my gosh, it has been fantastic. I love their segments and everything. And, you know, for a while I was kind of, you know, I do love Kevin Owens as a babyface, like, especially right now. But for a while I was kind of thinking, like, you know, it just kind of felt like he was kind of lost. Like, they didn't really know what to do with him and everything. But now, like, they have been on a roll with Kevin Owens, and I'm all down for it. Like, he has been fantastic. You know, even as babyface, you know, he's still, you know, doing the cool stuff that he does and everything. And Roman Reigns, you know, being the great heel that he is. This has been fantastic. So this is basically kind of like, you know, the big babyface versus the big heel in a way. So I think this should be a very good match at the Rumble. Hopefully we won't see too much interference from Jey Uso, but I think that is going to happen. You know, it's Jey Uso. So I was kind of thinking maybe like Kevin Owens gets some sort of help or something. It'd be really cool to see Sami Zayn return and help him. Just like come out and help him. But he's doing his own thing. But I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But I do think this will be a fantastic match, and I think Kevin Owens is going to come close again, but Roman Reigns is going to retain. But I think Kevin Owens is going to be, give us the performance like he did at TLC, and he's just going to do everything he can to try to win the belt. But unfortunately, Roman Reigns is going to retain.
There you go.
So,
should be a great last man standing match, because last man standing matches, they've been pretty brutal. Like, remember Edge and Randy Orton?
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
And I think hopefully, if you guys remember, like 4 years ago, the Royal Rumble 2017, we had a Universal Championship match between Reigns and Owens, except the only difference was Reigns was the babyface and Owens was the heel and was the champion. I believe there was a no disqualification match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this ain't the first time they've had a Universal title match at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Exactly.
4 years ago,
we just don't have a shark cage for Jericho.
Yeah. We could ever forget
Put
that.
a shark cage up for Jey Uso, though.
They need
Nice.
to. They need to.
Or just for shits and giggles, Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I remember when they had Paul Ellering.
Oh my gosh.
Although they've had quite a weird obsession with shark cages from 2016 to 17.
Yep.
But you know what? It's okay now. These days we only see the shark cages for war games. Which is okay.
War games.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going on to the next match right here. And oh shit!
Here we go again.
Here we go.
For the WWE Championship, the champion Drew McIntyre is defending, and I am kind of ashamed to say this, against Goldberg. I'm going to take this moment. I'm going to be as nice and respectful as possible. What the actual fuck?
Exactly.
Whose the hell's bright idea was this? To have Goldberg suddenly show up again and get a WWE Championship match against Drew McIntyre. Like, are you freaking kidding me?
What?
So stupid.
What doesn't even make more sense is when Goldberg says he doesn't respect the legends. When Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre doesn't respect the legend, like, wasn't Drew McIntyre fighting for the legends like majority of the summer against Randy Orton?
Hell yeah!
Exactly.
Not to mention, I was like,
protecting the legends.
I was like,
it doesn't make sense. This is WWE, Ryan. The company doesn't make any length of sense.
I would much rather have seen Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre.
Exactly.
That was honestly the match I thought was going to happen.
Wait, why are you doing Goldberg? Didn't we see that? I swear to, oh man, WWE, don't you when it gets it. Don't even think about doing what I think you're going to be doing.
I think Gil Balor is
remember,
breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
Everything will be okay.
Breathe in.
Yeah,
we've seen worse of things before.
Yeah,
we've seen worse of things before, but it all gets better.
It's just quite possible that the only worst part is Goldberg could win the highest title in WWE. Something. No!
Exactly, and once again, squandering Drew McIntyre. After just giving Drew the WWE Championship, again, after taking it off from a Hell in a Cell, which obviously was a nod, a little bit of a thank you to Randy Orton, but I swear, WWE, I swear, don't. Remember what happened last time with The Fiend? Remember how upset everybody was with that? Do you remember that? Remember that went nowhere?
You know,
I do.
I just got this weird, bad feeling about something.
Well, I mean, it's not like you see a certain someone come back and get a title opportunity.
Hold on a sec. Hey, Ryan? The one thing I have a bad feeling of is like watching the Royal Rumble and honestly just saying in desperation, Drew, get up. Drew, fucking get up.
Please.
They're pretty much telling
Please.
Goldberg, please stop. Please don't do this. Drew, please get up. And then boom, dead.
It's overturned on that, but still.
And then boom.
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna plug my channel, I guess. Why not? I highly recommend you guys go check out my reaction and a few of my friends' reactions. Shout out to my boy Kashawn and a few other friends that was on that video with me. Our reactions to Goldberg returning and to confront Drew McIntyre. Enough said. Just go watch. Now, as Double R said, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why is Goldberg... First of all, it doesn't make any sense that you're back. It doesn't make any sense. Second of all, I get it. It's WrestleMania season, blah, blah, blah. Let's bring back the old timers, blah, blah. Taker, Cena, all these guys. No offense to those guys. I respect all of them, but still. Goldberg, Cena, all these guys.
It's a new era.
It's a new stars. If it's the new era, then why are you bringing back Goldberg? Like, this was fun freaking 5 years ago in 2016 when you brought him back to face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. It was fun at WrestleMania 33 when you had him go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. It was great when you had him go one-on-one with The Fiend. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. It wasn't great when you had him go one-on-one with The Undertaker either. That was a botch fest.
Not to mention, it's kind of interesting that the only good matches Goldberg had was against Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series and WrestleMania 33, and his match with Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam in 2019.
I'm not forgetting Kevin Owens either. I ain't forgetting about that. But still, I get it. Back then, Goldberg winning the Universal Championship and putting it on him to go along with Brock Lesnar was fine. I didn't have any problem. Not to mention, I looked up, of course, the major reason why they did that is because Goldberg wanted his kid to see him be a champ at that point, and I was like, okay, I can give him a pass for that, I guess. But then it happened in 2020 when he beat the Fiend Bray Wyatt. And you come in and you beat the Fiend. For what reason? There's no explanation because you don't respect the business.
Well, actually, the big reason was so they can have Reigns put him down once and for all.
Well, that obviously didn't work out because Braun Strowman, and that did not work out. Period. Because he is probably one of the worst. I wouldn't say one of the worst, but he's up there. Because I didn't enjoy his run anyway. But they
gave it to him. They gave it to him 3 years too late.
Exactly. Should have been 2017. Facts.
And if Universal title is one thing,
Universal
title is one thing, but we're talking the WWE Championship. Oh my God, that's one.
You're giving him
that like you see. It ain't like you see a certain someone come back and get a title opportunity. If you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very
exactly.
much so.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to say that, however, I just got this other feeling that maybe it's not going to go that way. Maybe
I don't know, because I got a few opinions on this. I actually might make y'all happy. So.
I honestly
but I do want to say this one more thing. Go ahead, Christian.
I honestly do not think Drew McIntyre is going to be like when Goldberg faced the likes of Kevin Owens or The Fiend or Brock Lesnar. I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to be like that at all because here's the thing. Yes, we all know Goldberg is somebody who absolutely annihilated Brock Lesnar in minutes. So did Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre is not exactly somebody who I think is going to take a few spears and a jackhammer and then all of a sudden lose. That probably is the match, but I honestly don't think that will be the case this time. I mean, even if he does lose, it might take quite a number of moves.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, though, I
can see that.
You guys ready to hear my prediction?
I just want to say one more thing that doesn't make any sense with this storyline. In what way did Drew McIntyre disrespect the legends, Mr. Goldberg? Explain to me. In what way did Drew McIntyre disrespect the legends? You're disrespecting these men and women on the stage. How? What did he do wrong?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I don't know.
Yeah,
this whole storyline doesn't make any sense.
It literally doesn't. He's like,
hey,
I'm here.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like, hey, I'm here. You're next. What?
Exactly. Give me my title shot.
I'm sorry, what?
Like, what did you do to earn it? Yeah. I get it, he's Goldberg, but, like, what did you do? You were out for months. What did you do? You lost the Universal Championship. And now you're coming back to defend the legends? If anything, that should be somebody else's spot. John Cena.
But yeah, that was even more funny.
What you got?
You know what's even more funny is how Adam Pearce says you can't just automatically declare yourself for the Royal Rumble. 30 minutes later, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, they declare themselves for the Royal Rumble match.
That was
talk-
hilarious.
yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah, we'll talk about the
Is that
Rumble
even
in a little
common
bit.
sense? Like, is that logic? Like,
Yeah.
what are y'all even doing? Like,
Yeah, we'll talk
do
about
they
This is
even know
WWE,
what they're
brother.
doing?
Yeah, we'll talk about
Is
that a
that
little
Do they
later.
even know what they're doing?
Yeah,
Wait. Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little later because we're going to come up on the Royal Rumble matches shortly. However, I just want to take this moment, and I do want to say, now that Willie brought that up, how interesting would it be if instead of Goldberg, the one person who showed up to challenge McIntyre was actually John Cena?
That would actually make sense.
At that
16
moment, I'd be
world
like, holy
titles.
shit.
Yep.
But no, Goldberg. No, we're going too hard on this. You're dang right we are.
Honestly,
We
now I
don't
think
like
about
it.
it, how cool would that actually look? A match at Royal Rumble, Drew McIntyre versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. That, in my opinion, is
That's a
money.
money match.
Yep.
That's money. That's business. But let's bring back Goldberg because ratings, whatever.
Hey, John Cena could
Ridiculous.
bring up the ratings for God's sake.
Exactly.
And not just him,
Like
but there's actually a
John
number of
is-
other people who could actually do it. But, it's okay. Like, for now, we'll just...
Exactly.
Here's the thing. We always tell WWE, like, you think this is easy for us? We deal with it. But you know what? We may deal with it, but that doesn't mean we can't say what we think.
Exactly.
And
It's
no matter
called
what
opinion,
happens,
ladies and
though-
gentlemen. Everybody has them.
Just understand, folks, no matter what happens, even if we rant our asses off and lose our voice next week because of this, I guarantee we're just going to move on. And because that's what we do.
Exactly.
I mean, we're not going to be
That's
one
what
of
we
those
always
guys.
do
We're
around
not going to
here.
be one of those guys that says we're done with WWE all because of that. Fuck that shit. Because if we said that,
my network subscription.
if we said that, we'd be lying, and we are not liars.
We're not liars. We're
Guys,
truth tellers.
Y'all were saying that last year when Goldberg defeated The Fiend. Y'all said you would cancel
Exactly.
the network. And
Y'all ain't gonna
where are
cancel
you
the
now?
network.
You're still watching.
You're still watching the product. You ain't gonna cancel. Now, sure. There are people out there that do that. That's totally fine. You can do whatever you want. There are those people who say, I'm gonna be done with WWE. That's totally fine. But there are people out there who just say, I'm gonna be done with WWE, and they continue to watch it. Simple as that. Simply keep going ahead, being these keyboard warriors. Go right ahead. Keep being those keyboard warriors out there and trying to be relevant. Okay, because that's ridiculous. You're not gonna stop watching. I'm gonna cancel network subscription. You're not, because WrestleMania's coming out. You're not canceling anything. You're not canceling anything.
For once, like, it's not really that big of a deal. It's like one thing that you didn't like and you're going to cancel it over it. I mean, it's just like sports. It's just like sports. I mean, okay, you have a favorite team. Sometimes you're going to like decisions that, the owner makes. Sometimes you're not going to like decisions that the owner makes. But do you just, like, quit? No. You still continue to support your team, through good and bad. It's just like this, It's just so stupid the way people, like, overreact and everything. I mean, I understand, it's opinion and everything. Sure, we may not be a fan of it, but that doesn't mean that, we're going to go as far as canceling our network and, going on a rant about it and, threatening. That's just flat out stupid.
Well, we'll go on a rant about it, sure. But you know what? After we're done ranting, we feel better.
I'm gonna start yelling on my mic and say, of course we obviously yell, but like we're trying to get a opinion. Of course, it may be harsh. Yes, our opinions may be harsh, and it comes across like, oh, you guys are being complete pricks. Oh, you guys don't care about your audience. We love our audience. We just want our audience to listen. And in this case, like, we personally don't like this opinion. We don't like that WWE's bringing in Goldberg to take on Drew McIntyre.
We do respect Goldberg. Of course. Let's say that. We respect Goldberg.
Of course we respect Goldberg. Here's the thing. Despite the fact that, he's been not exactly been doing a good job at being in the main spotlight, honestly, because honestly that's not for him. We're not going to be one of those guys that's just going to spend every single week, like, we're not going to be one of those guys that every single week we're going to say, fuck Bill Goldberg!
Exactly. We're going to be one of those guys who are respectful and respect what these men and women do. And, of course, Goldberg, what he's doing now is he's doing what's good for the business. And Vince brought him back for the money and the rating. And first of all, of course they brought him back for the ratings. Why do you think Raw Legends, the Legends Raw thing happened? for ratings. That's a fact. The ratings are freaking dying right now, and they brought in a big star. Sure, they could have brought in John Cena. Maybe John Cena isn't ready right now. Maybe John Cena is busy.
Well, it
But
probably
they
is
brought in
because he's
Goldberg.
got to promote
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Simple as that. There's going to be really... I mean, of course, you can be upset. We're upset. We don't want to see this. But, you know, next week we get back on here, and if we're going to say it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Simple as that. And Goldberg's a legend and all that. You know, this could be like, for example, WWE could bring back, let me think. WWE could bring back The Undertaker, of course, who retired, quote unquote, at Survivor Series. I hope he's done for real. WWE could have brought back The Undertaker on that night. I want the WWE Championship. McIntyre, you will rest in peace. They could have done that. And so they brought back Goldberg. I understand where the complaint's coming from, but at the same time, we're looking at it from a different perspective. We're trying to look at everybody else's perspective. We might not like it, but we're still going to be back here on here next week talking about it because that's what we are. We complain and then we move on. We don't continue to sit on here and bitch and moan like people from New York out here and idiot morons out there who don't know what they're talking about when it comes to professional wrestling. Okay? Simple as that. We are the realest podcast in the YWC.
How you doing?
And that is an opinion. That's not a fact. That's an opinion right there.
Of course it's opinion.
Stuff we say on here might be facts. Some of it may be fact. We don't know everything in the IWC, in the wrestling world. You know, we have our own opinions. You have your own opinions. So with us, before y'all start typing in the comments, oh, they just do this for complaining. No. We do this because we love this business. And it's just our opinion. Simple as that.
Okay.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
That was crazy. And I'm just gonna take this moment.
I couldn't hold that back.
I'm just gonna take this moment and say, Willie, your Undertaker impression was right on point.
Thank you. That was my first time doing that.
It was actually pretty good. I'll give you props. All right, folks.
Thank you.
My prediction on the WWE Championship match is we will have a new WWE Champion, and his name is The Miz. Because let's not forget, he and Morrison are still involved with this thing.
Yep. Miz is still Mr. Money in the Bank.
Correct.
And
Miz become
Miz and Morrison
champion someday.
Yeah.
No, it's almost like correct.
Correct.
I guess I'll go next. I do predict we will have a new WWE champion, and I'm going to go with The Miz. I threw this out, I believe, 2 weeks ago when the match was announced, 3 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago the match was announced. And I thought to myself, you know what? You can make people happy with this. They don't want Goldberg to win. And some people, yes, there are some people souring on Drew McIntyre. We saw this coming, by the way. It's the YWC. I mean, you know, it is what it is. The IWC, YWC, same thing. You know, Miz, and of course, am I against Miz being the WWE champion? A little bit. I mean, it's not like Miz from 2016 and all that. We was on SmackDown doing all of his great things as the IC champ. But, you know, it is what it is. I think this is the best way to get out of this situation is have The Miz go out there, cash in. Do I think he'll cash in during the match? Yes. I think they'll have him cash in during the match. He's going to walk into Mania as the WWE champion, and we'll just see where it goes from there. I predict that The Miz will be the new WWE champion.
All right, Royster Ryan.
Oh, man. I can really see Goldberg becoming WWE champion for one thing, because he has won the Universal title, but he has not won the WWE title yet. And I could see Goldberg winning this Sunday, but I'm not going to go that route. I think Drew McIntyre retains. I'm going to say Drew McIntyre retains. I think Miz is going to tease a cash in, but I don't think he's going to cash in. I don't think just yet. So I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre to retain. Please, Drew, please.
And if none of the scenarios happen, if Goldberg becomes the WWE champion, we'll come back on this podcast next week with all smiles and positivity and sunshine and rainbows and lollipops and candy and unicorns.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even when Goldberg wins a title, he's going to put somebody over.
You mean
yeah.
if?
Yeah.
You mean
even if he does, still though, it all gets better because he'll find somebody to put him over.
Exactly. I mean, they did the same to Braun Strowman, just a few years too late to do that. But
we could see Goldberg and Edge. I'd be fine with that. Whatever. Whatever.
It is what it is. I mean, I think the problem is that I hope they kind of don't put title on Goldberg, because my problem is not with him winning. My problem is that they're going to give the title right back to McIntyre. And people are going to really start sighing on him. Oh, he's already a 3-time WWE champion. I'm already tired of this. I don't want to be WWE champion anymore. Let's move on to somebody else. That's why I'm kind of hoping Drew retains. But I got this feeling that The Miz will cash in. I'm going to say it right here. McIntyre will retain, but Miz will tease the cash in. But I think the Miz will cash in. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not, but that's why I want The Miz to probably be WWE champion walking out. I think it's the best bet. But maybe we'll see. Maybe the cash happens at WrestleMania, because it's just been confirmed. I'll just say right here. It has been confirmed. It's been confirmed for a while, but still, fans will be returning at WrestleMania. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to move on to the first of 2 Royal Rumble matches. It's always good to talk the Royal Rumble matches. So starting off with the women's Royal Rumble match, we already know 12 of the 30 participants. I know for a fact we're going to have quite a number of NXT stars probably getting inside in the mix as well. So,
yes.
But because I have a lot of stuff to do, we're not going to talk exactly too long compared to what we've been talking about for a while. And plus, that's the best part. When it comes to the Royal Rumble, we never really have that much to say until the following week after it's over. Because we don't know what to expect. Anything is crazy. Ryan, you bring up your point about why does some people get to declare and other people have to qualify. That's a rule even Adam Pearce doesn't even know or understand.
We may never know.
Current confirmed people who are in the women's Royal Rumble match are Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Tamina, and Christian Miracle.
What?
Oh, sorry. Cross that out. Sorry, that was last year. I was supposed to be in the women's Rumble last year, but then Santina stole my number. Stupid fucking bitch.
No wonder why. I was thinking, because when I was there, I remember you told me something that you were somehow going to be in the Royal Rumble match. And I heard a weird theme song, and I was like, and I saw Santina Maracle. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't expect that. So how exactly did he take your spot?
I was on my way to Houston, and all of a sudden, I get a call up, and from somebody saying, like, hey, you know who's entering the Royal Rumble match at number 29? I was like, no. Who is? Yeah, it's not you anymore. Oh, really? Why? Because somebody took your number. They snuck into your house and stole your number, so it's official. I'm like, well, who the hell did that?
No wonder why.
I was like, who the hell did that? And then I was like, you bitch! Well,
no wonder why.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not declaring myself for the Royal Rumble this time, so sorry, not happening. However, I will say, in the actuality, though, when it comes to the Women's Rumble coming up this year, in the history of the Royal Rumble matches for the women, here's the thing, 2018, the first ever, I'm glad to have been there in Philadelphia. That was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it very much. It was great to be part of a historic night. 2019 was the best Women's Rumble when it came to, the victory of Becky Lynch, among other great things that happened.
Yes.
2020 was also fun to watch. Like, here's the thing, the Women's Rumble matches are always fun to watch.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, who remembers?
The greatest thing is there's going to be a lot more surprises. You see a lot more surprises for women's than you do men's, whether that be returns or NXT.
Well, I don't consider NXT to be surprises anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're like
But still,
they're the
that's
third
always
brand.
cool.
But yeah, Bianca Belair last year, she entered the Rumble at number 2 for the first time ever, and she tied the record for most eliminations in a single match at 8.
Mm-hmm.
That was honestly a performance I did not see coming.
Same.
I was like, holy shit, she eliminated 8? Holy crap. That's impressive.
Yeah. She was the star of that match. Yeah, it was so funny. Everybody was expecting Ronda Rousey to come at number 30. But it was Shayna Baszler.
It's Ronda.
Yeah.
It's Ronda.
Honestly, the division
same.
needs Ronda
I'll be
Rousey,
honest.
too.
I miss Becky, too.
Do you guys
But
agree?
she's that kid.
Do you guys agree the division needs someone like Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody else, no matter what everyone else cares
And
about.
here's the thing. Whether or not you like Ronda Rousey or, whatever, the thing is with Ronda Rousey, she's a star and she brings views. She brings ratings.
Facts.
I got to give her credit. She was really good as Raw Women's Champion. I really do miss her.
Same.
And do
Ronda,
you guys want to know
Yes,
an interesting
yeah,
fact
is.
about the past 3 women's Royal Rumble matches?
What would that be?
All 3 of the women's Royal Rumble match winners have challenged a different title. Asuka challenged the SmackDown Women's title. Becky Lynch challenged the Raw Women's title. Even though I know it was a winner-take-all thing, but she initially challenged the Raw title. And then Charlotte challenged the NXT title.
Next up, the NXT UK Women's. I'm kidding.
Yeah, they can't do that.
That'd be
However,
hilarious.
the other interesting fact is the title match at
The
WrestleMania.
Divas title.
The title match at WrestleMania, when it comes to the women, always
Christian?
the title match at WrestleMania, when it involved the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, always involved Charlotte Flair. Because at WrestleMania 34, Asuka challenged Charlotte Flair's SmackDown Women's title. In 2019, Becky Lynch initially challenged Ronda Rousey. Charlotte Flair was added to the mix. And then last year, Charlotte won the Rumble, and she challenged the title. So, does this mean that whoever wins is facing Charlotte Flair in some capacity?
Don't put that out there, and don't put that out there in the open. You know they listen to us.
Yeah.
You know they listen to us.
Yes, obviously they listen to us, because we are the best.
Yes.
We are the podcast, but we're not going to keep on promoting ourselves too long, because honestly, I'm just going to take this moment and say, I have a couple picks who I think will win. My first pick is Bayley.
I can see it.
Bayley to
Okay.
get her rematch with Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't mind that.
Because ever since Sasha retained the title against Bayley, it seems like the feud was put on a pause. Because although I honestly see it happening, I can see Bayley winning the Rumble to get a WrestleMania match with Sasha Banks. Because they performed a hell of a great match at Hell in a Cell.
Heck yeah.
So, my other pick to win, Bianca Belair. Coincidentally, these two have been feuding with each other in some competitions. But, Bianca Belair, because here's the thing. Her performance last year, outstanding. That was fantastic. I am looking forward to seeing what she could do at this year's Royal Rumble. She could even win it, for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I'll be honest, I have a dark horse, though. Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
Yep.
The destruction of Alexa Bliss could possibly lead to a Royal Rumble victory.
Mm-hmm.
She is deadly. She is absolutely deadly now.
She is.
And she will try and murder everyone in that match, literally.
Mm-hmm.
She could use her fireball power for all we know.
I know Randy Orton's been blinded by the lights, but
I said, ooh.
Oh, God.
Blinded by the lights.
Just for the record, that's a good song, and WrestleMania should honestly use that for this year because Tampa Bay.
It's so
I'd be
catchy.
down for that.
Plus,
Yeah.
I love the weekend, so
It was supposed to be.
What's also fun fact, The Weeknd is performing at the Super Bowl this year, which is also host Raymond James Stadium.
That is true. That is correct. The match itself is
Correct.
the Buccaneers for the first time ever.
Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, for the first time ever, we have a home team playing at a Super Bowl.
Mhm. That's so cool.
This is history in the
It's
making.
gonna
Even
be
though
a
honestly,
great match.
fuck the Bucks. Seriously, fuck the Bucks.
The
Fuck
Young
Tom
Bucks?
Brady.
I'm kidding.
Well, them too, but
The
yeah, fuck
Milwaukee
Tom
Bucks?
Brady.
Tom Brady. Oh God, I can't stand him.
And fuck
Oh
Rob
my God.
Gronkowski.
I can't stand. Oh my God, Rob Gronkowski. First of all, don't ever get Rob Gronkowski anywhere near wrestling ever again, ever.
How the hell was that
And
guy
second of all-
24/7 champion for 2 months?
And how is he the
At least
host of
with Pat
WrestleMania
McAfee.
too?
Oh, but Pat McAfee was in wrestling. Pat McAfee was freaking amazing though.
Yeah.
He actually hung on with the best. What did Rob Gronkowski do? Nothing.
Hang out with Mojo Rawley.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyways, back to what we were saying.
I will give credit. Congrats to the Buccaneers and congrats to the Chiefs. I am going for the Chiefs just because I am a huge Patrick Mahomes fan. So but it's going to be a great matchup.
I know for a fact King Corbin is going for the Chiefs because, Kansas City.
Yeah.
And he's always been highly vocal of them, so. In the meantime, my picks,
Browns didn't make it.
Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Alexa Bliss are my 3 main picks for the Women's Royal Rumble victory. However, people would normally, here's the thing, you guys can go ahead and talk about it all you want, but I'm honestly not going to say who I think could show up as a surprise entrant. You guys can do that all you want, but I'm honestly not going to because I remember last year I went on scathing rants about how Edge was not going to show up. So at this point this year, I'm just keeping my fucking mouth shut.
All right. Sounds good.
In the meantime,
I'll take over with that one.
it is Ryan's turn. Women's Royal Rumble. Go, bro.
Oh, man. So I actually did make I made a video of 5 surprise returns we could see for both the men's and the women's. So, I think there are, for the women's, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more surprises than we will for the men's. But I'm not going to really say a whole lot about that. I'm just going to be kind of quiet. I'm just going to say we could see Ronda, we could see Becky, we could see Trish. We could see bad guys show up. Victoria Melina. Those are good possibility. Those are good possibilities. But that we'll find out. We'll find out. But I'm just going to focus on the winner. So my top 3, I'll start off with the dark horse. And I'm going to say the dark horse is going to be Charlotte Flair. Well, I say that, well, you already know it's Charlotte Flair. She's a star. Vince McMahon loves her, so, I can see it happening. I can see her winning back-to-back Royal Rumbles. My second pick would have to be Alexa Bliss. She has been very amazing with her gimmick and everything. It's been fantastic. So I think she will have a pretty good, Royal Rumble match. So I probably say she at least makes it to the top 4. And my winner for this year's Women's Royal Rumble match is Bianca Belair.
All right.
I think that she will challenge Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania. That is a match I really want to see, so I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. She had a strong outing, strong performance at last year's Royal Rumble match, or Women's Royal Rumble match, I should say. So I think this year they need to capitalize. I think she needs to win it. She is the future.
Very interesting fact, of course, as well.
Not bad.
Alexa and Bianca are our two of our winners from Ryan and I, and they were the first 2 entrants in last year's Rumble.
Yep. And they did really good.
So honestly, Ryan, I want to ask, what did you think when you were at Royal Rumble last year in Houston, Texas? Alexa showed up. I was like, cool, Alexa Bliss is number 1. What did you think about hearing I'm on my own against the world?
Man, I was hyped. I was like, well, as you know, if you saw my blog, you know how I always say, let's go.
Oh yeah. That's his catchphrase.
Which actually, fun fact, somebody actually commented that I said that 92 times. So
oh my gosh.
That's actually pretty crazy. So if I ever do go to another Royal Rumble, I'm going to try to break that record. So, but it was cool. Being there live in person, just watching the match was really awesome. It's so cool, and that's what's great about the Royal Rumble. You know, you don't know who who's going to come out. You know, it's just really fun. You know, getting to watch the Royal Rumble being there live in person. It's an awesome feeling. And also another thing, I remember last year when I can't remember how many it was. I think it was probably between 20 and 25 for the men's Royal Rumble. I don't know about the women's, but I know for the men's Royal Rumble, they confirmed about a 20 to 25 entrants for the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed there was just quite a bit that weren't actually in the men's Royal Rumble match. For example, I know Heavy Machinery confirmed, but they were not in there. So yeah, you know, and it's kind of, you know, taking me to this year's where, you know, we have so many confirmed entrants in the Rumble, but however though, you know, could we actually see them? You know, obviously things could always change, and you know, reason this, reason that. But I just kind of noticed that from last year, so we'll see if these guys actually do, which I think they will, considering that they are, you know, pretty top stars. But
however,
yeah, that could always change.
You did bring up another like point when it comes to announcing entrance. Something I'm kind of pissed off about is WWE Backstage this upcoming Saturday confirmed they're announcing who number 30 in the men's Rumble and number 1 and 2 in the women's Rumble. So that's why
I don't get that.
Don't worry, guys. I'm staying the living hell away from social media until then.
Please, dude.
I'm not even gonna watch. Backstage.
Neither am I.
But honestly, though, I know for a fact, even despite the fact if we knew who they were, it's not going to take away the fact that there are still all these other entrants who we do not know. Ain't going to take that away. And the whole thing, people are always saying, like, I've seen some comments saying 30 should be reserved for surprises and everything. I'm like, no. Honestly, no.
Not really.
Not really.
I mean,
majority of the time, we always know who it's going to be.
21 was a good one.
Yeah, Edge showed up at the most random number you could think of.
Exactly.
I still cannot believe, you know, just being there. Like, I did not even see that coming.
No,
like, just being there. I swear that whole stadium was rocking. Like, just jumping up and down, looking back, how everybody was just jumping up and down. I swear, you know, you could kind of feel yourself kind of rocking a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, I want to ask Ryan. Was there any moment where Edge's music was drowned out?
Like
to the point where you could hardly hear his music at all.
Oh yeah,
because of the audience,
especially when the pyro went off. Like, oh my gosh, that was loud. But man, it was crazy. You know, that huge pop was just incredible. I think you could still hear his theme a little bit, but
yeah, I could hardly hear.
You know, being around all the people and, you know, hearing them scream and everything, like, because Edge returned, like, yeah, it was loud. It was loud here in the fans.
In my case, the big shocker for me when I was at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando when the Hardy Boys showed up, I hardly heard their music at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Anyway, Heel Balor, it is your turn to give us your predictions on the Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited for this Royal Rumble, especially, of course, with the women. You know, in my opinion, I think the women somewhat outshine the men when it comes to the Rumble, because as Ryan said, there's more surprises to be dealt with the women than the men. Now, of course, I myself am not going to be talking about who I think is going to appear, because I want to be left out to the imagination. I want to be surprised. So I'm not going to be talking about who I think is showing up and all that. I'm just going to talk about my phase, who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble. My dark horse is going to be my dark horse right now, currently, is going to be. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I think Charlotte. I think Ryan just explained why. I can see her winning. My other pick, Alexa. No, scratch that. Let me back up. My other pick, Bianca. That's what I think. Bianca is my other pick for the reasons y'all said. And the winner, who I think will win the Royal Rumble this year, Alexa Bliss.
All right.
I think Alexa will win and challenge Asuka at WrestleMania. And I think it's going to happen. I think
yeah.
there's a lot more story to be told with that. I think there's more intrigue. And nothing against Bianca Belair. I won't be upset if she wins. I'll be fine with it. I'll be like, okay, cool. I'm fine with it. But I think there's more story to be told with Alexa Bliss with this in this Rumble. So that's my pick right now, Alexa Bliss to win the Women's Royal Rumble.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to talk about the Men's Royal Rumble match. And this one's always crazy. I mean, of course, last year the two big returns of MVP and Edge.
I popped for MVP, oh my gosh.
Edge, ladies and gentlemen, is confirmed for this year's Rumble, so we're not qualifying him as a surprise entrant this time.
Yeah.
Which is
it
fine,
cool,
obviously.
but, it already happened. He's already done it twice.
So, those who are confirmed to enter, but everything can change. You got to remember that. Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Otis, The Miz, Jey Uso, Cesaro, Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura, Big E, John Morrison, Sheamus, and Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, he's not Mustafa, it's Mustafa.
Mustafa.
However, things are very interesting because I spent a long time trying to think about who I think could win the Men's Royal Rumble match, and I always drew a fucking blank. I honestly don't have a pick. I'm not kidding. I don't have an official confirmed pick who I think's gonna win. That's why I kept telling people
this is very unpredictable. This Royal Rumble is very unpredictable.
We said that about last year. We said about every Rumble. And we're probably said about next year. But I think this is the most unpredictable.
Yeah, even the matches are unpredictable too.
Yeah, I like this. That's the one thing I like about this is for once we can walk into a Royal Rumble match and not think this guy's obviously winning.
Exactly. I know last year, people were walking in the Royal Rumble last year saying, Roman Reigns is going to win. Roman's going to win. Nope. Drew McIntyre won. The year before that, Roman Reigns is going to win. Oh, well, Roman Reigns is already out, but, was he out when he came in 2019?
Yes.
Yeah. He didn't
okay.
come back till March or so.
Okay, I was making sure.
A lot of us.
I think everyone
Rollins. It was Seth Rollins.
Yeah, we all knew it was going to be Rollins that year.
Yeah, everyone knew Seth was going to win. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2018. I think people were going like, this guy's going to win. Nope, Shinsuke Nakamura won.
Roman Reigns. Yeah, we were like, Roman Reigns is going to do it.
Everyone thought Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I think the last unpredictable Rumble, in my opinion, was probably 2017.
We did not think. I did not pick Randy Orton at all that year. I was like, what? Randy Orton?
I was shocked.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I can't remember
who I picked. I don't remember who I picked.
I think, who did I pick that night? I think I picked, I swear, I think I picked Samoa Joe to win. I picked Samoa Joe to win that, I think. He didn't even show up, so.
For my case, here's the thing. The last number of Rumbles, in the 2010 eras anyway, they've had a lot of predictable winners. Example, 2013, we knew it was going to be John Cena because it was a rematch with The Rock. 2014, we knew it was going to be Batista because he just returned. So I'm like, wow, okay then. 2015, we knew it was going to be Roman Reigns.
Batista winning the Rumble. I'm just going to say this right here. I'm a huge Batista fan, so I did not mind him winning the Royal Rumble in 2014.
I was 2014 and 2015, everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win.
Exactly. 2015, oh man, I was heated when Roman won that Rumble in 2015. Oh man. Oh my gosh.
So let's be careful because Daniel Bryan's in this year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
but the best part is there's no audience to boo the living hell out of the place.
Exactly. The fans are in their chairs in their homes. So what are they going to do? What are y'all going to do? Nothing.
Turn off the monitors.
Exactly. Turn off their monitors. They'll start flipping out the camera and they'll get banned. I'm not joking. That really happens.
However, here's the thing. I had to do a lot of thinking. And I guarantee even going into this Sunday, I'm going to have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
So I'm like, however, I'm going to go ahead and make some possible guesses. This is all I can do, guys, is guess, not predict. Because I won't even know if I'll believe it myself. But I will say, tell you what, actually, on second thought, Ryan, you go first.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think hopefully this year's men's Royal match will be good. I don't know if it's going to be as better as last year's. I really loved last year's. Last year was absolutely incredible. Of course, the only difference being that Brock Lesnar, who was the WWE champion, was in the Rumble. But still, though, I like the way that it was set up from start to finish. It was absolutely incredible. So we'll see how this year goes. I still think it will be good. I think it's very unpredictable. I think there's so many possibilities, honestly. So, my top three, oh my gosh. I'm going to say, okay, for my dark horse, I think could, oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is proof that this is the most unpredictable Rumble we've seen in a long time because we're fucking speechless.
This is like 2017, honestly. This is like 2017.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. For my dark horse, I think I'm going to say this.
We're going to be
it's
here all night.
possible he could, but I don't know. Oh my gosh.
You want me to go?
I'm going to say for my dark horse.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, go ahead. Right,
oh
my God.
Here's the thing. This podcast, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast has been going on for almost 2 hours. I guarantee this is going to be 5 hours at least.
I swear, this is probably, we could probably take a whole nother hour a day to do this. But guys, let's just give a big round of applause because WWE is making this unpredictable.
Exactly. That's what I like about this. It's unpredictable. So I got to give WWE credit this year. They are making this unpredictable. I have my picks already lined up.
Okay.
My dark horses. First of all, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
They've been on the roll with this guy a little bit. I can see him winning. Number two. This will be a shock.
It's who I think it is.
Number two. Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
My boys on a roll too.
All right.
My boys on a roll. And then, people are not going to like this. And number one. I'm warning out right now. You're not going to like who I'm picking. Number one, who I'm picking for the Royal Rumble in 2021, Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar? What?
I think
I could see that.
I think Brock Lesnar will return in the Royal Rumble.
And
he will challenge Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania if he is still the WWE champion.
I swear to God,
I think Brock Lesnar. No, not Roman. No, Drew McIntyre. He will challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's what I predict.
We've already seen that.
I know we've already seen that. I know.
It's actually you make a good point bringing that up because there has been, like I said, people, it's just rumors, so don't take it personal. I have heard that we could possibly see a babyface Brock Lesnar versus a heel Roman Reigns. I'd actually be okay with that.
I've heard rumors about that as well.
I mean, just picture babyface Brock Lesnar, heel Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman.
There's nobody who can stop Roman Reigns. Who better to come back and put him in his place, or at least try to, than Brock Lesnar? So that's my picks right now. Shinsuke Nakamura, my dark horse is Daniel Bryan, and my winner is Brock Lesnar. Now have fun in the comments below.
I'll be perfectly honest, dude. The moment that you said you're not going to like this, I honestly swear to God, I thought you were going to say CM Punk.
No.
I really thought you were going to say like Goldberg or somebody like that.
Oh my God. No, don't put that in their minds. Oh God.
Oh God.
Goldberg's going to lose
Dude, you're going to make me throw up. Stop it. Oh God. We don't need a. Here's the thing. We already have a sneeze break in our losers lounge. We don't need a vomit break.
Yeah. We better have a vomit break.
Hey.
Nah.
I want to actually. Well, maybe I should. Do y'all want to hear this?
Yeah. What you got?
Okay. This is just this is another stupid thing. Like I said, it's just rumors, whatever. I don't really believe it. I don't believe anything. But somebody said that. Okay, picture this. If this happens, I don't know what in the world might go down. We may just see a riot. like on social media or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Goldberg defeats Drew McIntyre for the WWE title.
Oh, I know where he's going with this. You're not
Goldberg
gonna like this.
enters the Royal Rumble. Goldberg goes on to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Goldberg defeats Roman Reigns to win the Universal title. And Goldberg is both WWE champion and Universal champion. Just imagine. Just imagine.
If that happens, Ryan, I will get back on this podcast. I'm telling you right now. If that happens, I will get back on this podcast.
Guys,
I
we're gonna see a riot.
Everybody. I will shave my head bald.
Well, they're not gonna be able to see it.
Yeah, I will post it on. I will post it on social media, and I will shave my head bald if that happens.
Well, I've had
I will stay bald until WrestleMania 37.
I've had my.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've had my head shaved. It's actually not that bad. But anyway,
I could actually see that going down, Ryan. I'm not even playing around. I could actually see that going down.
If that happens, oh my gosh.
We just threw out two of the worst scenarios ever, and people could be
they're gonna be pissed at us.
They're gonna be so pissed.
They're gonna be like, "This is all your fault.
Pissed.
This is all your fault." I'll be like, "Yes, it is our fault. We are so sorry."
I'm not even joking about the Brock Lesnar one because I had that planned for about a few months.
Okay.
Because it makes sense. If you really think about it, it really makes sense to have him go against Roman Reigns to fight over Paul Heyman's affection, I guess. I don't know. It's the jealous boyfriend coming back to get the boy. I don't know.
If you want to talk about jealous boyfriend or jealous ex-wife, how about Chris Jericho returns?
Yeah, that'll ever happen.
Exactly.
Chris Jericho. That'd be like if John Moxley, Dean Ambrose showing up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I would mark out that was the case.
Anyway,
Kenny Omega. No,
so Ryan, have you had a chance to think about who you would pick to win?
Christian, do you want to go?
Go ahead, Christian.
If not, I'll go.
Okay,
I'll go.
I'll pick two guys. I'll pick two guys that y'all did not mention.
Oh no!
Don't worry. Let's see. Willie, you said Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan, Shinsuke Nakamura. So how about this? Whoever someone says, the rest of us cannot say it, since all we can do is guess.
Gotcha.
So I cannot say
That's
Daniel
cool.
Bryan.
Cool,
I
man.
cannot say Shinsuke Nakamura, and I cannot say Brock Lesnar. I was never going to say them anyway. My two, actually three. I'll say
I like
three.
that. It's a lot better.
My three guesses. No, I only have two guesses. What am I talking about? AJ Styles.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
And Edge. You heard me sigh. You heard me sigh before I said it.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Those are my two
I
guesses.
really don't.
Ryan, go ahead and say your guesses. Even though I think we kind of
Okay,
took away.
so
Save us,
I can't say Daniel Bryan. I can't say Shinsuke Nakamura, Edge, or Styles.
Or Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah. But I do have some.
Okay.
I got some. Don't worry. Okay. So I'm just going to actually go with two. Okay. So my second pick that I choose is Keith Lee.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like he can. I don't know, but I would love to see him. He's kind of been on my radar a little bit. So I would love to see Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre go at it again. Or, even Keith Lee and Roman Reigns. I mean, they had a great Survivor Series. So,
I was there.
Yes.
I was there, and
I would
that was
love that,
fantastic.
Yes. So definitely, I'd say put Keith Lee on there. And my first one. So he could appear, he may not, but I think I got a pretty strong feeling he could.
I know who he's picking.
So I'm gonna say the winner, and of course I could say Keith Lee too, but however though, I'm gonna make this real bold prediction just because we're on the podcast. I'm gonna say this: the winner of the men's Royal Rumble match is going to be the Fiend.
Oh, I can't believe we forgot about him.
I could kind of see that.
Ryan, that goes hand in hand with what I said about the women. Alexa wins the Rumble for the women.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking Alexa Bliss could win it. Alexa Bliss and
Yeah.
The Fiend.
All right, so ladies and
It could happen.
yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, the Losers Lounge has selected these combined wrestlers: Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Keith Lee, and The Fiend. And the reason we picked all those guys is because we have no idea if any of them are going to win, for God's sake.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We could come back on here next week and be shocked.
And say,
we
could end up saying,
so
why?
Many possibilities, like maybe Bianca Belair, Keith Lee, Daniel Bryan, I mean, they've all been hyping up these guys. Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, they've been hyping every single one of these. So it is very unpredictable.
Goldberg could freaking win. Like,
Edge too.
John Cena could come back and win.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, honestly,
this is anybody's game. This is anybody's game.
Anybody.
Yeah, at this point, honestly,
Axel.
Yeah,
Curtis Axel.
That's not. Wait, what?
He never got eliminated.
Okay. Yeah, but then he entered in 2016 and got eliminated.
That's true.
Yeah, that's kind of been dealt with already. But yeah, I like how we were like, yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah. Wait, what? So yeah, I mean, guys, I gotta say, I am really looking forward to this year's Rumble. I think it is going to be fantastic.
I know, folks, that the surprise factor may be a little bit different because, we don't have no live audience. However, with the crowd sound effects, they can make it work. The most important thing for us to do is to just sit back and have a good time because that's what we've always been known to do. So this Sunday at Royal Rumble, we are going to have a good time, and we are not going to let any bad things take away from our experiences. We will never let that happen to us. In 2021 is going to be the year for the Losers Lounge.
Yep.
All right, folks, but that concludes our predictions for the Royal Rumble this Sunday, and it's an honor to be back. I'm so glad to be back with you guys, and I can't wait to see what we're going to come up with. I honestly hope that after the men's Royal Rumble match is over, after everybody that we guessed, we're going to be like, why the hell did we not think of that?
That's what I hope, too, that we're going into this. We're literally going into the show with, we don't know. That's the thing I like about the Royal Rumble. That's why I wish they would put more effort into other shows. They have done that in the past. And with this show, we're going into it oh my gosh, who's going to win? Who's going to win? What's going to happen? Maybe they'll do, a double win. Maybe they'll both go up the top rope at the very end.
Oh, God, don't do that. No. Oh, God, no. We don't want that.
No.
We'll do another botch ending from 2005.
Okay.
And Vince will come out and break his quads, and Vince will come out again and freaking sadly snap his quads again. Oh my God!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this podcast. And Heel Balor, you know exactly what to do.
Oh, yeah, of course I do. I mean, it's been a fantastic ride. It's great to be back, man. I miss doing this. Let me tell you guys, we've been hyping this up for months.
We are back, and we're
back. And you guys have been asking, where have we been? And we're back. But it's time to end this chapter and close the book because we are the losers. This is our lounge. This is our YWC. And you're just living in it. Too sweet. Peace out. Oh, yeah, one more thing. We are the losers. And this is our lounge. And you're just watching us. Peace.